Welcome, my name is Jake. Today I'm going to show you guys how to install a flow control device for your E61 group head on any espresso machine. Today we're going to be doing it on the Rocket Appartamento. So let's get started. We'll need a few tools today. We need a crescent wrench, some black electrical tape here, as well as some Teflon tape. So let's take a look at what comes in the box. I ordered this from Chris's Coffee. Looks like we have some instructions. We have a pressure gauge that reads 0 to 12 bar. We have a new spring. This spring is going to disable the automatic pre-infusion by replacing the spring that's currently in the bottom of the E61 group head with this new spring right here. We have a hex key, Allen wrench, and we also have the flow control unit valve system itself. And we'll be installing this right in the top here. So we'll remove this and slide this one in. We'll replace this hex nut on the front here, and that is where our gauge will go. And then, like I said, we'll put the spring in the bottom there. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, first thing I want to do is just grab your electrical tape, and we're going to place 2 wraps around this mushroom head on the top of the E61 group head. This will just keep us from marring the surface, creating any scratches or scuffs, because we want our machine to look good, always. We don't want to scratch it up. And I am going to need a bigger wrench. This one opens up to 30 millimeters, and it is not large enough. Be right back. Turn this counterclockwise. Shouldn't be on there super tight. Yeah, and that came off or loosened very easily. So now we're just pulling this top piece off. Grab our new one out of the box. It's going to have this white plastic washer on it. We want to make sure that is on there. So our spring is still in here. A little water's coming out. That's okay. I'm just going to tighten this by hand first. Probably would have been smart to put the electrical tape on there first. That's okay, just dry it off a little bit. Put some tape on so we don't scratch anything. I'm just going to tighten this about a quarter turn. No need to lock this down super tight. As you saw, the previous one wasn't on here super tight. I kind of like that. Okay, so I have this lined up with the knob facing backwards. I'm going to leave it like that for now. If you wanted to adjust it, you could use the little Allen wrench that they provided you. There's a little nut on here that you can, there's a little screw on the back of this little piece here. See, this comes off, and then you can, so if we wanted to start with it on the left here, in the all the way closed position, we could, like that. In fact, maybe I will start with it right there on the left here. So opening it up, so this is all the way closed. With this up, no water will be coming out. If we open it, that's 1 turn. And then we have about 1.5 turns. So that's closed. After we get this bottom spring installed, we will measure our flow rate so we know exactly what each quarter turn does as far as flow rate goes, so we know that we can pull our shots accordingly based on the flow rate profile that we want to use. Top part now. Now we are going to remove this bottom part. Use some more electrical tape. Alright, I got my tape on the bottom here. I'm going to put my channel locks on here. Just give a little squeeze towards me. There we go. Take this out. You'll see the entire bottom piece come off here. Here is the old spring and the spring retainer. Grab our new one out of the box. Okay, so when you have this bottom part here, you'll want to flip it upside down and remove this bottom piece that was stuck in the bottom. You'll see we have a new one on this new spring. So this gold part faces down. Put this piece back in. And then now the tricky part is screwing this back in because there's going to be some tension on this new spring. This is a stronger spring than the one we started with, so we need to kind of push it up while getting it started on the threads. It wasn't too bad. It was pretty easy if I just pressed up from the bottom while also spinning. Let's get this back on. We're almost done. And tight first. There we go. We're going to give this a quarter turn. Just like that. Alright, I've got that tightened up. Pulled the tape off. There's a little sticky residue on there. I'm just going to use a little isopropyl alcohol to get that off of there. We want this thing looking shiny. Okay, last step. Just need to remove this screw here so we can put our pressure gauge on. Alright, so let's put in this gauge. We're going to put some Teflon tape on the threads, making sure not to cover the hole. Alright, can you see that there? Can you see that? Making sure to leave the hole open on the gauge so that we can get an accurate reading. Grab once it's ready to. There we go. Okay, so it's getting starting to get tight here. I'm not using a lot of force, so I will be able to kind of get this straight up and down, just like that. All right, that's it. So let's get this bad boy plugged in. Okay, so I have a scale here that has a timer. We're going to run water for 20 seconds through each corner turn setting. That way we can measure our flow rate. Okay, so with valve off, I'm going to turn it a quarter turn. So that's off. Corner turn is going to be right there. I'm going to flip this up when I start my timer. We're going to let it run for 20 seconds. Alright, so we've taken our measurements for full open all the way down to closed at a quarter turn at a time. I took 3 measurements for each quarter turn and averaged them out. I did all the math. I'll put the numbers up on the screen right here. So there you have it. Now you have an understanding of what your flow rate is going to be at each interval on your flow control device here. And yeah, let's go ahead, let's make a shot of coffee. Hopefully this was helpful. And if it was, go ahead, leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you have any specific flow profiles you like to run on your coffee. This is a completely new device and game to me, so I'm excited to play around with it. But let's make a shot before you leave. Cheers. Wow. It's different.